Imagine a man so wicked, so ingenious in his evil, that he designs an entire building for the sole purpose of murder. This man, under the veil of anonymity, dwells in society's underbelly, constructing his own world of darkness within our reality. A structure dedicated not to the arts or to science, but to the chilling act of taking lives. An individual so warped he makes the concrete and steel of his building serve a malevolent purpose. He turns this building into a lurking beast, poised to prey on its unsuspecting victims. It's not a home, a school, or a hospital, but a meticulously engineered death trap. The architect of this dread is H. Holmes. Known as America's first serial killer, Holmes was a figure who emerged from the very depths of human perversion. He transformed his intelligence into a weapon of terror, conjuring horrors that are beyond comprehension. Born as Herman Webster Mudgett in 1861 in New Hampshire, he didn't embody the evil he would become. His childhood only hinted at the violent tendencies hidden within. From an early age, he had a certain fascination, a curiosity, a darkness of a child his age. Along with this darkness, he possessed a brilliant mind, a mind that held a fascination for the delicate balance between life and death. His intelligence led him to pursue a career in medicine, but rather than using this knowledge for healing, he used it for harm. This of medicine, once seen as a beacon of hope, would later become a nightmare for his victims. It would intertwine with his dark desires, his sinister fantasies. To think that someone could corrupt the noble profession of healing in such a way is a chilling thought indeed. This man is H. Holmes, often considered America's first serial killer. Holmes was born as Herman Webster Mudgett in 1861 in the small town of New Hampshire. From an early age, he showed signs of violent tendencies, yet his brilliant mind led him down the path of medicine, a path that would later intertwine with his dark desires. In the year 1886, a young man named Herman Webster Mudgett, also known as H. Holmes, set off for the bustling city of Chicago. Holmes, soon to be a notorious name in true crime, was on his way to become America's first serial killer. With a cold, calculating demeanor and void of empathy, he prepared to orchestrate a terror-filled spectacle. His stage was an unassuming building located in the city's lively center. This would become his work of horror, the Murder Castle. On the surface, it was a hotel, seemingly a safe haven for the influx of visitors for the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. To the uninformed observer, the building was a stunning architectural masterpiece, a beacon in the city's skyline. It promised a home away from home for tourists. But beneath this facade, an ordinary structure, it was not. Holmes had designed this building not as a refuge for weary guests, but as a deadly hunting ground. The Murder Castle was a complex maze, engineered to confuse, trap, and eliminate. Every corner, every room concealed a sinister intention. Soundproof materials insulated the walls, smothering the cries of those trapped within. The building held hidden gas chambers where victims were methodically suffocated by their seemingly gracious host. Each turn inside the building was a treacherous trap. Each path led toward a gruesome end. Holmes operated this terrifying labyrinth, controlling the fate of his victims. The Murder Castle was a reflection of Holmes's deranged mind, showcasing his cunning, ruthlessness, and apathy towards life. Every brick, every room, every gas chamber bore silent witness to the chilling dance of death within its confines. As Chicago prepared for the World's Fair, Holmes was readying his Murder Castle. He was the spider, weaving a web of deceit, the hotel his flytrap. However, beneath this veneer it was a death trap, equipped with soundproof rooms, gas chambers, and a maze. Once inside the Murder Castle, there was no escape. The labyrinthine design of the building, a reflection of Holmes's twisted mind, trapped the hapless victims within its cold, unyielding walls. The corridors twisted and turned, leading nowhere but deeper into the heart of the nightmare. The victims, drawn in by the promise of comfort and hospitality, were instead subjected to a terrifying experience. They found themselves lost in an endless maze, their cries for help muffled by the soundproof walls. The doors locked from the outside, the windows sealed shut, They were left to wander aimlessly, their hopes of escape dwindling with each passing moment. Holmes was not just a cold-blooded killer, he was a sadistic puppet master who took perverse pleasure in the fear and confusion of his victims. He watched them from hidden peepholes, reveling in their mounting terror. When the time was right, he would unleash the room's deadly features. Gas would seep from hidden vents, slowly suffocating the trapped guests. Some were led to concealed chutes, dropping them into the basement where they met their gruesome end. The murder castle was a testament to Holmes's monstrous cruelty. Its walls held horrifying secrets, each one more gruesome than the last. When the truth was finally uncovered, the city was left in shock. Beneath the veneer of a hotel was a house of horrors, a slaughterhouse where countless lives were mercilessly snuffed out. The murder castle was a living nightmare, a place of unspeakable horrors. It was a monument to a man's inhumanity, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of an ordinary building and an ordinary man. But even the darkest secrets can't stay hidden forever. As the number of disappearances began to rise, so too did suspicions. The authorities were alerted, triggering an investigation that would eventually lead to the discovery of Holmes's heinous crimes. The police, initially baffled by the confusing layout of the murder castle, eventually uncovered the horrifying truth. Hidden rooms, secret passages, and the chilling evidence of mass murder were laid bare, revealing the full extent of Holmes' monstrous acts. Holmes's reign of terror came to an abrupt end when he was arrested and brought to trial. The evidence was overwhelming, and the jury took little time to find him guilty. As the details of his crimes were revealed in court, the public watched in horror. The man they had known as a charming hotel owner was in fact a sadistic serial killer. The revelations sent shockwaves through society, forcing people to confront the reality of the evil that had been lurking in their midst. With Holmes's conviction, justice was finally served. His execution marked the end of one of the darkest chapters in the city's history. Yet the memory of Holmes's murder castle still haunts us to this day. Its chilling tale serves as a stark reminder of the depths of human depravity and the potential for evil that can reside within the most ordinary of places and people.